Hi there, this is Randy Fay. I'm one of the maintainers of the DDEV project, and I maintain the coder.ddev.com service, which has been new this year. It's loads of fun, and somebody asked me to demonstrate how I'm using Claude Remote Control in a coder.ddev.com world so that I can work with something that is completely safe and off of my computer and let Claude work there. So I'm just going to demonstrate that from the beginning. I have a problem with that I want to solve. This is the problem. The beautiful Camino theme in Typo 3 has a factual error in it. This is the wrong description of the Camino Francés. This is the description of the Camino Portugués. And we want to show, so it's got everything correct except for the introduction to it. And I didn't know exactly how to solve this or where to solve it. The repository I found, here's the repository, and I looked for where that is, but I'm going to have Claude fix that using a Claude instance that is completely off of my computer. So I'm going to go to coder.ddev.com and I'm going to create a new workspace, freeform workspace. I don't need any of the extras that the other types would solve. And this is, normally I would use a long-lived workspace. In fact, you just saw one that I had there. But here we're just using it as a place to work. We aren't actually doing anything with it, but I'll call this Claude just for grins. And we don't need any parameters. We'll just set it up here. We aren't even going to use the web interface. We don't need any of that. This time I'm going to, instead of using the terminal window here, which is a very nice little setup, I'm going to use the coder SSH, which I prefer for most terminal work. You see, it gave us all the instructions here, but we don't need many of those. Here's how I would often demonstrate this with a window by clicking terminal, but this is the Claude workspace, and so I'm going to go back here and I'm going to do a coder list on my own machine, which is logged in here, and I'm going to do a coder SSH Claude, which will get me in there. And now I'm going to check out the repository. So let's just check out the Camino theme here. We should be able to just grab this and clone it. And now I have a setup that I can use to just run Claude in remote control. I guess we better log into Claude first, so we can just do the normal things that you would do. I'm going to say OK to that. I'm going to say Claude account with subscription. It says opening browser to sign in, which it can't do because it doesn't know how to open a browser. So I will copy that and go over and do the login part. This lasts quite a long time, so it's fine. It wants me to log in again. So here's my code that I'm going to use, which is what it wants here. And it's successful. And it wants me to know that Claude does make mistakes. And I do trust this folder. So I'm going to skip the tour. And no, I don't want to render right now. I'm not doing anything like that. So now I'm logged in just fine. So I've done all the work that I need to do to use Claude, but I want to use it with remote control. So here I am, and I am going to go get the little script that I use for that, which is right here. I use cc remote control.sh. Let me just grab that as raw. I'm just going to paste that in there. And now I'm going to take a look at what that file actually says. So let's just take a look at it here. This is using tmux. So this is just a simple thing that is going to take a name and an optional directory. And it's going to use tmux, which will run this session whether or not I'm connected to it. So I can log out after I've started it, and it won't care. It'll just carry on, and I can do everything that I need to do, and it'll run Claude with the session name that I give it. So I'm just going to do that right now. Go back to our Camino theme, and now I'm going to run and I'm going to say, I'm going to call the session Camino Fix. Now I could have a long-running session and tell Claude to do all kinds of things, but this particular one I'm going to use for this exact situation. So that's actually running Claude, and I don't even need, you see, it's already told me that I can run this from my phone, and I can run it from the Claude app. So it's already set. So I'm not going to run it here. I'm going to use the Claude app here, and I can use my phone as well. But here I am, and I'm going to say to Claude, the Camino theme has a factual error in the, let's give it the instructions here about what's wrong in the Camino it's describing the Camino Francés, but it actually gives a summary of the wrong route. So this info is wrong. Find the problem, get a correct description, and fix the content. So there it is, and it's working away, and you see that this is the Claude app on the Mac where it's showing this information. So I can also see this on my phone at the same time. I'll try to take a screenshot of what it's doing right now on my phone. And add it in here. So there we go. I've got the screenshot on my phone, and we'll just let Claude go ahead. Since I'm in a very safe environment here, I'm going to change this to auto mode and let it continue. So it's in general, I use auto mode here because it has no access to my local machine or to the main server at coder.ddev.com. It's working in a Docker session where really everything is quite safe. It can still generate garbage code, it could still generate theoretically evil code. But let's just see, show the diff on data.xml. So there's the change, and now I'm not very familiar with the technique for this for fixing this. So I am going to ask it for instructions about how to continue, and I will blank out some of this. And I'm just going to ask it, now I need to contribute this to the Typo 3 project using the techniques in there. Coach me on how to start. And now I can do everything that I need to do from here. And even though I was unfamiliar with this code base, I got Claude to show me what to do, and it could be doing it, showing it to me on the phone while I'm watching the World Cup or anything else. So that's the scoop. We've got it. I can check it in from here, fork it, and do everything that I need to do. So thanks for joining. Coder.ddev.com is a lot of fun. You can ask to be added there, or you can if your organization is already a sponsor on ddev.com at the partner level, you should already have access, or you can. So thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next time.